Hello everyone and welcome to another Tea and Tag. Today I'm drinking peppermint tea out of this cute unicorn mug that I just got a couple days ago. So cute. Okay, today I am doing part 1 of the 350 good questions to ask tag. So let's get right in. When you are old, what do you think children will ask you to tell stories about? President number 45 and the events that came after his election. If you could switch 2 movie characters, what switch would lead to the most inappropriate movies? Simba and Scar at their current ages in the Lion King movies. What animal would be cutest if scaled down to the size of a cat? Bears. Hands down, bears. What inanimate object would be the most annoying if it played loud, upbeat music while being used? Toothbrush. When did something start out badly for you, but in the end it was great? My divorce. Particularly like the healing process of my divorce, getting over my divorce. What weird food combinations do you really enjoy? Baked chicken and oranges. I love it. I can have like a baked chicken thigh with hot sauce and an orange and I'm set. How would your country change if everyone regardless of age could vote? I'm not sure it would change. Unfortunately, not so convinced it would change actually. What are some red flags to watch out for in daily life? A friend who always knows the latest gossip, because they probably gossip about you too. If your job gave you a surprise 3-day paid break to rest and recuperate, what would you do with those 3 days? I would either sleep and read or travel to somewhere for a retreat. And like my husband and I are about to have a retreat this weekend and it's going to be great. Basically, you just like go away, mostly unplug and, you know, spend time with God, journal, spend time with your spouse alone. We're gonna be in the country. It's gonna be great. Where do you get your news? Mostly social media and Apple News, the Apple News app. So notifications on my phone. What movie can you watch over and over without getting tired of? The Emperor's New Groove. What's wrong but sounds right? Do what you feel. Always do what you feel. You should not always do what you feel. Your feelings are dead wrong sometimes. What's the most epic way you've seen someone quit or be fired? On the Steve Harvey show, like he had this quartet behind him and they went in and like sung his resignation. If you couldn't be convicted of any one type of crime, what criminal charge would you like to be immune to? Speeding while driving. What social stigma does society need to get over? Christianity calling sin. Like that's the job of Christianity. Get over it. What's the most creative use of emojis you've ever seen? To tell a whole story, like a whole movie plot. People just have way too much time on the internet. So, what's something that will always be in fashion no matter how much time passes? Pearls. What actors or actresses play the same character in almost every movie or show they do? Loretta Devine. Loretta Devine is always somebody's super saved, crazy mother. I love it. I have no problem with this typecasting. In the past, people were buried with the items they would need in the afterlife. What would you want to be buried with so you could use it in the afterlife? My Kindle, if the afterlife was like something that is not my Kindle. What's the best or worst practical joke you've played on someone or that was played on you? I really don't remember because I don't play practical jokes on people. People don't really play practical jokes on me. Who do you go out of your way to be nice to? Everyone. I think we all should. What is the most amazing slow motion video you've seen? The video on Facebook of the dog who can't catch anything. Hilarious. I'm going to try to find it and I'll link it below. Where are some unusual places you've been? I honestly have no clue. Like, I don't know that I've been to what do you mean by unusual places? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it more and have an answer for you at some later time in these videos. What celebrity do you think is the most down to earth? Denzel Washington. He seems like a real down to earth guy. What would be the worst thing to hear as you are going under anesthesia before heart surgery? The surgeon saying, wait, what's this do again? What's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten? Habanero peppers. Just whole. What's the most expensive thing you've broken? I think my PC, maybe. What obstacles would be included in the world's most amazing obstacle course? A ball pit the size of a stadium and having to eat like a whole bunch of ice cream. If eating was a part of obstacle courses, I don't know. What makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it? That's a tie between God knows my heart and only God can judge me. Every single time, like, y'all, come on, we gotta do better. What do you think you are much better at than you actually are? Being funny. I think I'm hilarious. I've been told I'm not. Should kidneys be able to be bought and sold? No. When was the last time you got to tell someone I told you so? I don't know, recently? I am married after all. JK. Yeah, but I think like within the last few days. What would a world populated by clones of you be like? Crazy. Y'all, it would be crazy. Fun, but crazy. What riddles do you know by heart? I know the riddle, a cowboy rode into town on Tuesday, stayed 3 days, and left on Tuesday. How? But everybody knows that riddle. What's your cure for hiccups? Sadly, I don't have one. So sad. What invention doesn't get a lot of love but has greatly improved the world? Air freshener. Y'all, you know I'm telling the truth. It changes lives. What's something you really resent paying for? Water. Hate it. Do you think that aliens exist? Nope. What are you currently worried about? Finishing this video before the contractor gets here. What's the most interesting building you've ever seen or been in? The White House? Lots of history there. What mythical creature do you wish actually existed? Unicorns, of course. Duh. What are your most important rules when going on a date? Be yourself. How do you judge a person? By their integrity. If someone narrated your life, who would you want to be the narrator? James Earl Jones, of course. Duh. What was the most unsettling film you've seen? I don't know. Maybe Inception? What unethical experiment would have the biggest positive impact on society as a whole? Experimenting with what the effect of disclosing medical information of teenagers to their parents would be. So like right now, you can't disclose some information like reproductive information, STDs, that type of stuff. I'd be interested in seeing what it would be like if that information could be disclosed to parents. I think the world will be a better place and kids will get into a whole lot less trouble. When was the last time you were snooping and found something you wish you hadn't? I'm not sure that I really snoop. However, I have found things that I wish I hadn't, just by like I've been sent messages that went on Facebook. There's this like inbox for people who aren't your friends where their messages can go, and I've like found that, gone in there and seen messages I wish I hadn't seen. What celebrity or band has the worst fan base? Justin Bieber. He just does. What are you interested in that most people aren't? Apologetics and Christianity. If you were given a PhD but had no more knowledge of the subject of the degree besides what you have now, what degree would you want to be given to you? Creative writing. Or would it be like fine arts? What smartphone feature would you actually be excited for a company to implement? Dishwashing. I know, impossible, but it would be nice. I would be excited. What's something people don't worry about but really should? Others. I feel like not enough people actually care and worry about other people. What movie quotes do you use on a regular basis? Be yourself. And also, there is no try. From The Lion King and Star Wars, respectively. Do you think that children born today will have better or worse lives than their parents? Worse. The world is going to some crazy places, y'all. What's the funniest joke you know by heart? The impatient cow knock knock joke. That is my favorite joke, y'all. I don't care. I think it's funny. Basically it goes, knock knock, who's there? Impatient cow, impatient moo. It still gets me. I love that joke. When was the last time you felt you had a new lease on life? After getting married the second time and realizing that the naked marriage was like possible. Hard work, but possible. I just new lease on life for real. Look it up, the naked marriage. Maybe I'll link something below about it. What's the funniest actual name you've heard of someone having? Apple. What charity or charitable cause is most deserving of money? St. Jude. What TV show character would it be most fun to change places with for a week? Sherlock, if I had his skills of deduction. I think that would be lit. So lit. What was cool when you were young but isn't cool now? Iverson gym shoes. If you were moving to another country but could only pack one carry-on size bag, what would you pack? Mostly my tech, because I feel like everything else can be replaced. What's the most ironic thing you've seen happen? I've seen someone open their umbrella just as the rain was stopping. If magic was real, what spell would you try to learn first? How to create food. Come on, fatties unite. You know you would too. If you were a ghost and could possess people, what would you make them do? Laugh. What goal do you think humanity is not focused enough on achieving? Ending world hunger. Like, I feel like we could have been done this, y'all. We're slacking. What problems are you currently grappling with? Cutting sugar from my diet. The struggle is real, y'all. What character in a movie could have been great, but the actor they cast didn't fit the role? Charlton Heston from the Ten Commandments. I've never really dug that they cast him as Moses. Really? Really, Hollywood? Y'all do it all the time. You know what I'm talking about? What game have you spent the most hours playing? Monopoly. Monopoly. We talked about this, remember? My family, yeah. Maybe we didn't talk about it, but we probably will. What is the most comfortable bed or chair you've ever been in? My mother-in-law had this chair in her living room. In her living room, dining room. And it was like a lounger. It's like this big, comfy chair with an ottoman. That chair will put anybody to sleep. It was everybody's favorite chair. She doesn't have it any longer. It makes me sad. And the last question for this segment, part 1. What's the craziest conversation you've overheard? I once overheard this little boy and his mom talking in the ladies' restroom. It was a public restroom. And he was like, Mommy, I did number 1, number 2, and number 3. And she sounded like real embarrassed and was like, oh, okay, that's nice. And he was like, do you want to know what number 3 is? And she was like, no, and neither does anybody else. And I busted out laughing, and then she started laughing because it was funny. Okay, so that was the 76th question. We have a few more of these to go. Until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching, subscribing, sharing, commenting, giving it a thumbs up. I hope that you're having as much fun as I am, and I will see you tomorrow.